you miss me yet? Those were the words uttered by Donald Trump at the start of his first post-presidency speech at the Conservative Political Action Conference in Florida this week. Attendees warmly welcomed the former president, and an overwhelming majority said they still view Trump as the Republican Party leader. So what does the future hold for Donald Trump and the American conservative movement? Well, here to set us straight is Autry Pruitt. Mr. Pruitt is the CEO of New Journey PAC. Autry, it's always good to have you with us. So a poll taken at CPAC of the attendees there showed overwhelming support for Donald Trump as the Republican 2024 presidential nominee. So why are they sticking with Trump over, say, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who was their second choice, and South Dakota Governor Christiannews, who placed third in the poll?
The reason why they're sticking with Trump is because Trump was the original leader of the America First movement. So as the original leader, you always want your original leader to last as long as possible. But we're a long way out from the election. It doesn't feel like it, but we are. And so I'm sure by the time we get there, items are going to tighten up just a little bit.
Well, I know former President Trump said he would not form a third party, calling it fake news. And he said that would split the Republican vote and assure a Democratic win. So your thoughts on that? Because I know a lot of conservatives would like to see a new party formed, one that is absent of rhinos, Republicans in name only.
Yeah. The problem is this. Rather or not we like rhinos and we do want to target them, they still vote with you 60% of the time, right? Or even 70 or 80% of the time. So would you rather have somebody that votes with you no time or 70, 80% of the time? So you target them in the primary, you try to get them out. But if you can't get them out, you join forces when you can. To push back this onslaught against the left, it's going to take all stripes. It's going to take the Romneys and even the creepies like Liz Cheney, as well as those that are more conservative, such as Ted Cruz. It's going to take us all to be back the left. So no third party. It's not the time. I don't believe Trump is actually going to run again, but that's just my personal amateur expert opinion.
Well, then if he doesn't, Autry, do you think DeSantis and Noem would have a shot?
I think DeSantis may have a shot, but DeSantis has an election to win in Florida first. He needs to focus on Florida first, and so does Noem, right? They got to focus on their states first. I would keep my eye on Senator Ted Cruz, right? He's done a lot of pivoting lately, and I believe Senator Cruz is knocking on the door slowly, trying to get in.
So you don't think the Cancun debacle hurt him any then?
It hurt him, but by the time we get there, the debacle will be over.
Long forgotten.
Long in today's political cycle, long forgotten.
Well, so if Trump doesn't run, he does still want to stay and reshape the Republican Party, and most people would agree that he's definitely moved the party in a new direction, Autry, over the past 5 years. Now, he'll be facing a challenge of his own in the days ahead with his tax return investigation, possible lawsuits, attacks against him that are ongoing. What must be done to unify the party in the days ahead?
What must be done to unify the party is to bring all of the groups that are within the party to bring them all in, welcome them all in, let them all hammer in their missions, right? So the solution is not to consolidate power into one apparatus, whether that's Trump at Mar-a-Lago or Cruz in Texas or DeSantis in Florida. The solution is to just keep fighting. Take his $15 billion, take $1 billion, put it aside, and make that your legal fund. And send the dogs after him. And I would start countersuing people, by the way, left and right.
Well, he seemed a bit more subdued at CPAC than he has been in the past. But he kept talking about a stolen presidential election, and many people think he should just move beyond that.
I would say to move on. I would say it's time to change the messaging. And the messaging is this. Republicans, you need to fight like heck for every single vote. You must fight for every single vote without question. And you need to do a large part of why the Democrats were able to let's say jerry-rig the election in certain places. A large part of the reason they were able to do that is because Republicans didn't do their job. Republicans didn't do their job. They didn't do absentee ballot voter chasing. They didn't set up proper polling operations, right? They didn't do ballot harvesting where ballot harvesting was legal. We don't do what we're supposed to do, bare minimum, and take every advantage of the system.
And I know
So I
you
think
and
that's the messaging going forward.
And Autry, you and I talked in the past about actually Republicans getting into minority communities and staying there and working with the people rather than just showing up just before there's an election. Okay, Autry Pruitt, CEO of New Journey PAC. Thank you for setting us straight today, Autry. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me on board.